Yes, taranga pena pulpada. So whether it is a wave or a froth, whirlpool or bubble, all of them are nothing but water in different forms. In the same way, the one chit, one consciousness is the one reality, the Atman, the Brahman, which is the various forms that we are seeing. So that including your body, mind, prana, all these are nothing but that one consciousness alone. Me and my wife and my child are all nothing but my waking mind, which I saw as separate from myself in my dream. So whatever that I am seeing in the dream are all nothing but the mind. In the same way, all these world of plurality that you are seeing are all nothing but Brahman alone.
Sadevedam sarvam
Jagadavagatam
manasayoho satonyanastyeva prakriti parasim nisthitavatah prithak kim ritsnayaha kalasha ghata kumbhadyavagatam vadatyesha bhrantah tvamahamiti maya madiraya tvamahamiti maya madiraya.
Same idea. In the poetic mind, it bubbles up in different forms. Sadevedam sarvam, idam sarvam, all this that you can say, this, the entire world of objects, including your own body, this mind, this intellect, is all this. So the entire world of objects, Sadeva, they are all nothing but that Sat, that reality, the truth, the Brahman, the self. That higher state of consciousness alone is, that is playing as the infinite varieties of the world of objects. Jagad avagatam, whatever that is known, perceived and felt. Jagat, the world of change, the entire Einsteinian world of change that are perceived and experienced by you, avagatam. Vagmanasayoho, both outside, vak, speech. Speech there only stands for every experience outside you. Manasayoho, and whatever the experiences that come in your mind and intellect, your thoughts and feelings, all of them are nothing but Sadeva, that Sat alone, that higher state of consciousness alone. Sato anya na asti eva. There is nothing other than that Atman, the self. It is something like advising the dreamer in the dream that is all that you are seeing is nothing but the waking mind. It is all you. But the dreamer will never accept it. And you are not expected to accept what the teacher says, unless your mind also has become subtle enough. A gross mind will think that the Vedantic master is slightly off. So it has to be properly understood, because the words cannot describe it. But words are used, had to be used, and set you thinking, and you have to discover it for yourself. Sadovanyannasti eva prakriti parasimni stitapataha. This great reality is beyond Prakriti, beyond the world of time and place, beyond that. It is not within the ambit of the pluralistic phenomenal world conditioned by time and place. All these are projections. Just as the rope is beyond the snake, the waking state is beyond the dream, the post is beyond the ghost. In that sense the term beyond, that is what you are seeing as Prakriti, the world of matter. Beyond that, in the sense that it is the very substratum, the very curtain or screen upon which the world of plurality apparently is playing in front of you, perceived by your sense organs, felt in your own mind. So perceived and conceived. All these names and forms are nothing but Brahman. Prithakim mrisnayaha. Prithakim. Is there anything other than mrit, clay? Other than clay, is there anything? Kala, kalasha, ghada, kumbha, adyavagatam. The three different names. Kalasha, a smaller pot. Ghada, a bitter one. Kumbha, a jar. Is there anything? Cup and saucer, plates and flower vase, bowl, all of them different names because different shape and different use. But is there anything in them other than the clay? Remove all clay, how can the pot remain? Pot is nothing but clay in another form. Similarly, the world of plurality that you are seeing is nothing but Brahman in another form. This form is perceived by, projected by the mind. Quieten the mind and see the Brahman. Is there anything other than clay in the pot, small pot or large pot, jug or a mug, in whatever shape it is? You use it and call it by that name. And also we call these pots according to the contents. The milk pot, the honey pot. See? These are all because the chutney pot. You put chutney, it becomes chutney pot. Remove the chutney and put something else, it becomes honey pot. The honey pot itself can become milk pot. See? There is only contents. Similarly, you are all, everything in the body, the mind, the intellect are all nothing but shit. But Swamiji, what about a doctor? What about an engineer? What about, again, this is only because of the contents. You are trained unnecessarily all your life to understand medicine. Another fellow understood in engineering and for pet ke vaste. These are all the differences between them. But all of them are nothing but that Brahman, who is my own self. I in that form is you, in her form is she, in the plant's form is plant, in the bird's form I am making the most confused noises. And from the bird's standpoint, I am making confused noises. See? So that, Vadatyesha, what people call not understanding, that is all Brahman. Vadati, we use it, we talk about it. What? Bhrantaha, because of our delusion. And because of the delusion, we see the illusory world of plurality, recognize them as reality. We transact between each other. Aham, tvam, aham, iti. Confusions of you and me, and there is nothing common between us. Only common thing is you are as much diligently trying to destroy me as I am trying to destroy you. That is only common thing. You and your family, what do I care? I and my family, ho, 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 ho. I and you, though there is no difference. It is all one Brahman. Thus, Bhrantaha, as a mad, meaning in your delusion, aham, tvam ahamiti maya madiraya. But why should I do that? It's not your fault, not your fault. On Christmas Eve, have you seen people embracing the lampposts? The boss of that factory or a firm or the general manager of the bank, decent, educated, cultured people, they cannot meet another individual without shaking the hand, very correct person. But on Christmas Eve, why Madiraya? It is not their fault. The four big ones inside. You start seeing uncle is standing there on the roadside. Mama! What? Lamppost. In the same way, you are all drunk. You are not in your senses. You have no Vivek at this moment. You have no discriminative power. Everything is lost. Why? Drunk with the beautiful eternal wine freely available called Maya. Maya Matirata. One who has drunk what is that? Drunk with Maya. Down under the table, seeing things which are not there, suffering. What can you do? Only you sympathize, try to explain to him, and make him get up and drink some buttermilk. Kick him on the belly so that he may bring out that unnecessary thing. Similarly, Vedanta also trying to make you vomit out the tamas and rajas, Maya. And then you slowly, where am I? That is the beginning. A drunken fool, when he is just drunk, you kick him and you somehow make him vomit out a lot. At the end of it, how do you know that he has become normal? The first thing is, where am I? The search for me starts. Where am I? Why am I here? Why did you make me slave here? चलो उठो, घर जाएंगे, we'll go to the house. So give one more on the face. Some more will come out. In the same way, when the Maya is gone, the tamas and rajas is gone, the mind and intellect become clear, the perception of the reality comes. Suddenly you realize, I am general manager of that bank, I am a great man, my wife and children are at home, I went to the to the club and I made a mistake of drinking a little extra. And the last one that I took for the road was too much. I went into the road. It was drunk for the road, I went into the road. That is how it all happened. So that's the beautiful way, Maya Matirata, Matiraya. Continue.
Kriya samabhiharena yatra nanyaditi shrutihi प्रवीतिद्वैतराहित्यम् मिथ्याध्यासनिवृत्तये
kriya samabhiharen, using many verbs. The Upanishad Chandogya, using many verbs. Etra nanyat pashyati. There where when you are, you don't see anything other than it. Whatever that you see is nothing but Brahman. Nanyat shrunoti. You cannot hear anything but the Brahman. Nanyat vijanati. You don't come to comprehend, understand anything other than it. That is the infinite, the eternal, the immutable. Thus defining the infinite, bhuma is a Sanskrit word. The infinite, the pure self, Chandogya uses these very many verbs. There where you see nothing, you hear nothing, you understand and comprehend nothing other than that Supreme Self. That is Bhuma, the infinite. Meaning, there are no more objects. It is purely the subject. So then, kriya samabhihalena yatra nanyad iti shruti. The Chandogya Upanishad, nanyad, there is nothing. Nanyad pashyati, shrunoti, vijanati. Tad bhuma, that is the infinite. In order to indicate that Brahman, he denies every other object. Braviti dvaita rahityam. What is it that ultimately indicating? Dvaita rahityam. Absence of duality in that great state. Now at this moment, all our experience are of Dvaita world, world of plurality, world of subject and object. There is subject alone, bereft of all objects, the pure self. Mithyadhyasa nivartaye. Why is it that the professor, the Upanishad is again and again saying anyat pashyati, anyat shrunoti? Why is it so repeating? So that our adhyas, our misconceptions, our identification with the projections which are unreal may be limited, may be eliminated. For that, the teacher uses many verbs. Akashavan.
Akashavan nirmala nirvikalpam Nisima nispandana nirvikaram Antarbahi shunyam ananyam advayam Antarbahi shunyam ananyam advayam Swayam param brahma kimasti bodhyam.
So once you reach there are no objects. Think of a world when all objects are eliminated. Intellectually think. What is it like? All objects are remaining in space. Remove all objects. What remains? Space. And space is homogeneous. You know it. It cannot be at certain places. Space is more crowded. When you say crowded space, see? Swamiji, too many delegates, we are 4 in my room. Crowded. Crowded what? Crowded with you. But the space is not crowded. But we generally say, we are a crowded space there. Crowded. A lonely place. Dirty place. Stinking place, divine place. The sanctum sanctorum, Swamiji. When I went there, Tirupati, oh. But the space is the same. What is happening in the space, the type of things that are there, their arrangement, these are all different from place to place, but the place is the same. When all these things are removed, homogeneous, mass of space, or the same density, space. Right? Air may be less dense in the top, rarefied atmosphere, but not space. Okay? No rocketeer has ever complained that there the space is very tight. Space, air, yes. You can't breathe that air because, even some people who have got asthma, even when they come up to this height, they feel a little difficulty. Those who have got heart trouble, after 1 hour to talk, when you go there, that air around is not sufficient. It is there, but it has to be specially pumped in. It's natural. So then here, Akashavad, so there is nothing but Akashavad, like space, Nirmala, Mala, dirt, something other than that. In that Akash, there is nothing. Like Akash, space, which is always Nirmala, Nirvikalpa, no agitation, quiet. Nisimani, there is no, what do you call that, frontiers to it. Where does the space start and space end? In space. You see? Beyond, yes. And beyond that what? Space. Beyond space. Nisimani, no sima. Sima, no frontiers. No, is all pervading. Spandana nirvikaram, it is nirvikara, no modification. No spandana, no movement, no disturbance, no vikara. It's the same everywhere. Andarbahar shunya. In space there is no question of inside the space and outside the space. Outside the space, what is there? Inside the space, what space? There is no inside, outside. My Atman is inside me. Inside what? Panchakoshas. And where are the Panchakoshas? That way if you say, there is no Panchakosha. Panchakosha is a projection. So remove the Panchakosha, what remains? Atman. And inside that, I think Atman. Outside? Yesterday you had jalebi, isn't it? Outside, I saw 1 or 2 people licking it. Outside, what is it? Sweet. Bite it. Inside. But inside there was space. Did you see that? So sweet space lengthened in confusion is called jalebi. See? So, is inside, outside the same sweetness, there is no difference. Here, without inside and outside, meaning it is homogeneous mass, shunyam, ananyam, advayam, with ananya, anya, there is nothing else other than it. Advaya, non-dual, one without a second, like space, all pervading, no limits to it, infinite in size and shape, no difference within, without. There is nothing else other than that in it. Ananya, Advaya, non-dual. Swayam by itself, Param Brahma, that is your own self. Which is the Param Brahma, the Supreme Brahman. Kimasti Bodhyam. If this is understood, what else do you want to know? That is the end of knowledge. Because there is nothing more to know. There are no objects to know. No objects to see or hear. Na anyat pashyati. There is nothing to see there. Na anyat shrunodi. These Akhanda Kirtan and these various Kirtanis will not come to your ears. How shanti and peace you will have. Think? No sound will come there. Nothing to know. There is no object or situation to know. This Eka Vastu. When you wake up Swayam, you become that. And to that supreme consciousness, Kimasti. What else can... All right, Swamiji, let us say that I realized. Then what? It is only Sri Aurobindo has demanded or decided that the Rishi's Brahman is not the highest. He has not read Vivek Chudamani. That is not the highest. The highest is Purushottama. That is his theory in the entire impossibly long and large poem called Savitri. In that poem, he comes to the conclusion that the Brahman of the Rishis is not the highest. They have not understood the highest. Only this Bengali understood. Beyond that, what? Purushottama. Now what is the difference between? Purushottama, if you go, you can have double entry visa. That you can go to Purushottama at any time you want. And any time you want, you can come down and do all the mischiefs of all others. Untouched. I am not saying that Aurobindo is not right. Who am I to say that? I am only saying that you go up to Brahman and thereafter you try Purushottam. Right? To go to Purushottam, you have to cross Brahman, isn't it? Because it is not Brahman, is not the highest. Beyond Brahman there is something. So beyond Brahman, if there is anything, first you have to go to up to Brahman. Up to Brahman, I will guide you. From there, you go. Here the Shankaracharya says, after Brahman, Kimasti. What can there be to know? Because you have known the knowledge, the very knowledge with which you know everything. Since you have known it, there is nothing more to know. That is the highest, the acme.
Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahudha Brahmaiva jiva swayam Brahmaitat jagadatatam nu sakalam Brahmadvitiyam shrutihi Brahmaivahamiti prabuddhamatayah Santyakta bahya sphutam Brahmi bhuya vasanti santata Chidanandatmanaitatdhruvam.
Once more.
Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahudha ब्रह्मैव जीवस्वयम् ब्रह्मैतज्जगदाततं नु सकलम् ब्रह्माद्वितीयं श्रुतिः ब्रह्मैवाहमिति प्रबुद्धमतयः सन्त्यक्तबाह्यास्फुटम् ब्रह्मीभूय वसन्ति सन्ततचिदा चिदानन्दात्मनैतद्ध्रुवम्
Vaktavyam kimu. What is there to talk now? Vaktavyam, the thing to be explained or described. Kimu, what is there? Vidyate, kimu vidyate, what is there remaining to be discussed? Atra here, bahuda brahmaiva jiva swayam. What am I to talk long? I have nothing more to talk to you. The whole thing in one line. Jiva brahmaiva ve swayam. This jiva, whom you are now very familiar, the stupid ego in you, is himself nothing but Brahman. O dreamer, you yourself is the waker. Not that the dreamer will accept it. Arey yaar, don't pull my leg. How can I be Brahman? This very Jeev is Brahman. Swayam. Brahmaidat jagad atatam. The Brahman, that supreme consciousness, is Jagat, the entire universe of names and forms. Atatam, penetrated, pervaded with. Just as the ocean pervades all the waves, gold pervades all ornaments, clay pervades all clay pots. Brahman, the reality, the cause, pervades everything in the world of plurality. The sun and the moon and the stars onwards, to the worms and the unicellular organisms in the world, all of them are pervaded by this one great cause for the universe, the very substratum for the universe. Adam, no, sakalam brahmadvitiyam shruti. This is why the Shruti, the Upanishads declare that this entire Jagat world is nothing but Brahman. Ishavasyamidagam sarvam. All these are permeated by, pervaded by, enveloped by, covered by the Brahman. Just as all the world of plurality that you are seeing in the dream are all nothing but the waking mind. Brahmaivahamiti prabuddha matayaha. One who has prabuddham, prakarshena bodham, that really awakened to the understand that Brahmaivaham, I am that Brahman. Once you have climbed up into that state of consciousness, glided into it, with a quietened mind, in deep contemplation, the mind ends and you disappear. A balloon filled with helium, and the child was playing with it. While playing, a housefly came in the face, and therefore, with the moment he left that thread, it started going up. Unfortunately, the child was standing outside. Now tell me, what is the destiny of that balloon? It goes up, it goes up. Why? Helium is less dense than atmospheric air, it goes up. it goes up. And as it goes up, the pressure of air outside is become rarefied. And therefore, the balloon becomes bigger and bigger. And bigger the object, the law of flotation, it goes faster up. And higher it goes, no more pressure on, less pressure. And therefore, the balloon becomes big, and thus it slowly goes and kicks Lord who is above the cloud from behind. See? And the Lord says, "Ye kya baat hai?" Bada shant se rehte the, "Ye kya?" No. After a certain time, the elasticity in the wall of the balloon comes to the breaking point, and there it the moment the balloon breaks, it shrivels, and as it shrivels, it becomes denser, and therefore faster and faster it comes down to the earth, 32 feet per second, Newton's law of motion. The balloon fell down. What happened? That innocent helium which was in the balloon, the helium there stands, and the helium round moves about. When astrologers are looking at it, ये क्या है? मेरे बेटे का. When the balloon bursts, the helium merges with what? With the entire universal space. Right? Not that it will be able to keep the same size. Now, you limited stupid ego, in contemplation becomes lighter and lighter. Imagine, you're moving forward and forward. The Panchakoshas burst. It falls off. And what happened to you, the meditator? Merges with that supreme state. What else? If this balloon is remembered, you will understand the whole stanza. Vaktavyam kimu vidyade. What is there to talk about? Bahudha, bahuprakarena. What are we to explain now? Brahmaiva jiva para. Bas kata. One sentence. This jiva who is now suffering inside itself is Brahman, the reality. Brahmaida, all this world of plurality is nothing but Brahman. No, sakalam brahmadvitiyam Shruti. That is why Shruti always declares, the Upanishads in 100 places declare that Brahmaiva satyam. All these aratatam by the same Brahman. It is the Brahman itself in another form that you are perceiving because of the defects of your equipment of perception as a world of plurality. They are all nothing but Brahman. Brahmaivahamiti prabuddhamatayah. One who has woken up to realize that I am that Brahman. Immediately you become one with the infinite reality. Santekta bhahyasputam. All these outer world of plurality, their enchantments, your attachment to them, sputam clearly. All these are lost. The drunken fool was having his own dreams and things, and then when it becomes, when a friend has given 2 or 3 on the face, and he has decently brought out a liter of things in the belly out. His belly has become pure. Shuddha. Heart and stomach. Suddenly consciousness comes or discrimination comes. As I told you, the first question he will ask is, where am I? तुम यही है, one more. हाँ, घर कहाँ? One more. Let us go home. Everything becomes clear. But it's a question of how far purity has come. How much the poison of Maya is gone out. When the poison of Maya is gone out, you become normal, discriminative intellectuals. Sputam brahmi bhuya vasandi. Such an individual or such people, plural. Brahmi bhuya, having become Brahman, having woken up and become the Vika, all dreamers, and come away from their dreams. Similarly, those people who have realized this truth, Brahmi bhuya, becoming Brahman, sandata, fully, joyfully, chidananda, that chit ananda, enjoying the chit conscious bliss, blissful consciousness. Atmanedad dhruvam, in your own Atman. Etad, this is dhruvam satyam. It is not a joke, it is truth. By God! Like a convent girl. Shankara says, by God I tell you, you will realize. That is, when the child says, by God, mummy, I did not take it, you cannot talk anything more, because he said, by God. That is the last. Similarly, he says, you become Brahman. By God, I tell you, you will become Dhruvam. Surely. Don't have the feeling that, can I am a great sinner, can I go? Only it is meant for some people. No. It is meant for everyone. It is your birthright. It is your own self, your own nature. Jahi.
Jahimalamaya koshe aham dhiyotthapitasham prasabhamanila kalpe linga dehe pipaschat nigamagadita kirtim nityamanandamurtim swayamiti parichiya brahmarupena tishtha.
Same thing again.